Why, hello there, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. My name is Mr. DB333, and welcome back to the new campaign trail. Now, last time we were here together, we hopped in the Mr. Mario Cuomo 1992 election against H.W. Bush and Ross Perot, and we put in a pretty solid defense for New Deal liberalism and won in a pretty massive landslide. Now we're playing as a political figure from New York. That's probably the only thing these two have in common. Ladies and gentlemen, this is American Carnage. This dropped, I think, a few hours ago officially. Let me get the actual, 2 days ago, actually. I've been a little behind on this, just because I was working this past weekend, so I wasn't able to really hop in and check out anything, but I have given this a few test runs, and let me tell you, this mod it's pretty impressive. Technically, everything all around it, it's pretty solid. And I want to hop in and show this mod off to you guys. So, we're going to go ahead, click to begin. Actually, this is all unique. Welcome to American Carnage, an alternative history where Donald Trump was elected the 45th President of the United States. You will answer questions about his platforms, positions, and campaign strategy between the years 2017 and 2020. The answer will affect his popularity both nationally and in individual states. These policies, both their success and ideology, will affect the candidate you face in the 2020 election. Additionally, this game controls choose your own eventual elements, secret endings, and achievements. Content warning: racism, sexism, Islamophobia, xenophobia, profanity. I can handle the rest of those, but not for profanity. And a general crass, crude, and deeply cynical perspective on humanity. You've been warned. Well, that tells you all you need to know. Donald J. Trump, the princeling billionaire real estate mogul, chief jester of the New York tabloid circuit, a reactionary game show host with a spray tan and a cheap suit. He's destroyed the fabric for the American body politic. In only a few short years, his stint in American politics has morphed from a joke to a nightmare. Through fear, misogyny, and hatred, all combined with a pitiless void for an ego, this gremlin has suckered enough hicks and rubes to buy his narrative of making America great again. With the support of America's enemies, he's manipulated the decaying framework of the American electorate and contorted a gutless media to allow this epic tragedy to unfold. Can you even imagine the mind of such a low creature? The inner workings of its poisoned conscience. Depravity is just waiting to be unleashed. This is American Carnage. The fucking visual effects, the changing lights, the text effects, it's fucking cool. The banner glitching out occasionally, it's impressive. Scenario made out by all these people. Well done. Well done indeed. Let's go ahead and continue. And there he is. Oh. Well, hello there, Donald. Looking a little constipated there. You okay? Donald J. Trump, a Republican from the state of Florida. I guess he changes residency to Florida sometime between 2016 and 2020. Anyway, is this real life? It can't be. This is some bad dream. Him? You can't be serious. The you're fired guy. They're not stupid, are they? With the stakes and the hair. This is an elaborate prank or some kind of out-of-season April Fool's Day gag. Unless... That's it. I'm dead. That must be it. I died and this is hell. There's no other logical explanation. After all, how else could this be happening? How could we lose? There must be some explanation for it. There's no way this ignorant moron can be up there saying those things and still win with the Mexican rapist, the thing with the cons, for God's sakes, the pussy tape. It doesn't make any sense. Unless there must be an explanation, something behind this. We all saw what he said about the Russians. It's blackmail or some kind of quid pro quo thing. There must be a method to the madness. And here we are. Our vice. Oh God. Can you please go back? I don't like looking at that. I don't know if I like. Yeah. Anyway, Mike Pence, Republican from Indiana, the only running mate we have. Ladies and gentlemen, roll up and witness the eighth wonder of the world, the magnificent, the frightening, spineless man. It's a wondrous feat how he can even stand, let alone walk, talk, and even run for office, without a single indication of the daily humiliations laid upon him. In fact, he can even do backflips. Yes, witness him, the avowed, devout evangelical, sing the praises of a serial philanderer. Watch as he dances to the tune of the ringmaster's orchestra, proud and even pleased to take his lashings to the delight of a crowd. It's a privilege, he says, with the same vacant, corpse-like stare he is genetically predisposed to display, to serve such a competent and organized administration. What must Mother think? Well, here we go. So this is what it's looking at. Stop. Alright, our Orange Man bad, of course. So here's what we're looking at. Trumpism, the national budget, nationalism, foreign policy, and culture war. That's what we're looking at for issues this election. Well, they're all here. Wonderful, beautiful crowds. Can't get enough. Forget the stars. Hollywood nobodies. Extremely overrated. Who needs them? Not us. We've got the biggest, far bigger perhaps than any other crowds. Bigger than President Obama, the founder of ISIS. And they're all here, even the haters and losers. The swamp, we call them, because we won so badly. They said we couldn't do it. You can't win Florida, or Ohio, or Michigan, but they came from all over. And oh, they're waiting. They want to know, what's Trump gonna say? So important. We've got to have unity. These Democrats, they want to boycott. That is just so sad for our country to miss the show. And frankly, it's going to hurt them, because this is our Reagan moment. Great president, believe me. Morning in America. Such great words. Some people are now saying one of the greatest. And never has that been so true like now. We need Reince. Such a superstar. Great unification. To draft our speech that tells us the world that the sun is shining bright in America. Display of humility in our moment of triumph. It's all politics, of course. A smart move, greatly welcomed by the glad handlers Paul Ryan, Mitch McConnell, dumb son of a bitch, and even former President George W. Bush. W. I like the specific reference to the font. This is their W feeling, who each congratulate you, as if they had anything to do with it. Wow. This is the White House. It's a real dump. I can't do the Trump voice for this. I need to give it a little bit of a break. Wow, this is the White House. It's a real dump. The Obama... No, I gotta do the Trump voice for this. The Obamas, it's such a great disgrace, all the damage he left. But we've already gotten so much done, everyone is saying. The busiest in history, it's really unbelievable. Great action. I spoke to the CIA people, very special wall, and told them we have to take great action. And that starts with going after radical Islamic terror. Bad guys. And we want to totally eradicate radical Islamic terror, bad guys, from the face of the earth. And Obama, okay, he was very soft on this. He chose the real kids' gloves, but we have to go after these people, like the Muslim Brotherhood, because they're real terrorists, and they love terror. Sissy agrees. Doing a great job. Very much the real brains behind 9/11. It's a big win, Cece tells you. smiling wide and opening up for a big embrace of the cameras, thanking you for doing what the previous administration couldn't, before he goes home to unleash on the terrorists. Alright, we're gonna go over to Florida. It's time to stop all these ridiculous deals that have taken so much out of our country. They've taken everyone out. All our companies are fleeing. The Trans-Pacific Partnership, job-killing disaster. I've terminated it, and now the jobs, they're starting to pour back in like you have never seen. Billions of dollars. But we can't stop there. It's time to show people how things are going to be from now on. The whole world was laughing at us because we were being treated so badly. But not anymore. We don't want that. So, it's America first. And we really should get out from the Paris Accord. It's really unfair. I'm a believer in clean air and water. But look, it's a terrible deal. Horrendous. They said the ice caps are going to melt, but they're at record levels. The media will cry, you've got to save Paris. But I'm the president of Pittsburgh, not Paris. Very strong decision, sir, says Pruitt. Still clever, Jesus fuck. No more of that preachy garbage. Forget those hippies and these so-called scientists. There's no evidence of any of that. We've unleashed America's energy potential. The Supreme Court, that's what it's all about. And so important that we have the right justices. Something happened recently. Ginsburg, mine shot. She went after me and my people. Americans. That's not good. And if Hillary won, could you imagine our Second Amendment and our other amendments will be under such great assault. And after Scalia, we've got an open slot, possibly more to come. And everyone is dying to know who's my pick. We don't need these people. Pencil necks. We've won. I'm the president. And we need real patriots. Honest and loyal. That's important. We could really use some more of that around here. Loyalty. Obama, he's got his judges. Bush got total loyalty from the court. So we need our people. And believe me, I know people. The best people. Who will make great justices. Think of the ratings. He wanted you to fail. Mitch refused to fight for your nominees. Dumb son of a bitch. But in the end, he voted for every one of them. How could he not? And risk everything he's fought for. Trump's judges. My judges. They're tremendous. A switch in time. Look at that. Go back to Florida. They love me in Florida. But the Democrats, they hate me. They hate me in Florida. They won't stop coming after us. Even after our massive victory in the media. So horrible. Enemies of the people. They're saying Russia. We have nothing to do with Russia at all. And Flynn. Wonderful man. Great soldier. But Jeff. I can't say that. Mr. Magoo. Folded like a wet napkin. It's a conspiracy with the wiretaps. How can they do this? I was taught from a very young age, you have to fight. If you don't fight, you're losing. And we need to take down all these losers who are coming after us. They've got this phony Russian hoax, and we need something. So I want Nunes, my man in the House, to fight for me. To go after these leakers and traitors in the media who want to destroy me. Nunes does like what he's told. He's good like that. A committee to go after these liars in the press, the failing New York Times, call it McCarthyism. But you told Devin to keep it up. Think of the ratings, Devin. Obamacare is a horrendous disaster. It's going to explode, I'm told, very soon. As bad as things are now, they're going to get much worse. Death spiral, that's what people are saying. So we've got to get in there and do something to make sure that people have really great health care. Because we've got a plan, a really fantastic plan, that is getting more and more popular with Republicans. And I think everyone, a model to be looked upon. We've got to repeal. That's what they've been saying. Repeal and replace. All these Republicans. Ryan, good man. fine wine, told me that he's been waiting for years for this moment. They want to repeal, and now with me, they can. But apparently, Jared says, good son, they might not have the strength to do it. He's not even a son. Oh, shit. They might not have the strength to do it. So let's put it simply with these maybes in the room. Art of the deal. It's do or die. It's full repeal, or they're stuck with terrible Obamacare. I think we have a great chance. We were ready for the victory, but it never came. John McCain, dying bastard, the man who saved Obamacare along with the other lily-livered rhinos, take their time stabbing you in the back. And Ryan, he's failed worse than any of them. It isn't your fault. How could it be? They said they could get it done, and they're the morons that can't follow through. They're not going to believe this in Florida. It's time to show the world what our America First administration stands for. Because before now, it's very bad. Disaster to disaster. Iraq and Libya and Egypt, terrible. Trillions of dollars of our money and lives lost. Our enemies had no respect for our country. When Obama landed, that was embarrassing. Absolutely no respect. President Xi, top of the line. Putin, real leader. Great chemistry. We're disrespecting our country. But now there is tremendous respect. But you know, Afghanistan. My original instinct was to pull out, and historically my instincts have been 100%. But now I'm hearing from my generals, Mad Dog, Central Casting, McMaster, real tough guy, and General Kelly, lowlife. That victory is right around the corner. That's what they're saying, and we don't want to pull out. That's how you get more ISIS. Bad guys who we're really going after much harder. Dropping the Moab, biggest bomb, believe me. But it's not nation building, no. It's killing terrorists in Afghan, and also in Syria. We can't look weak. Obama wouldn't force his red line, but Bashar, real killer, he's killing babies. And like Newt says, he knows a swamp. I'm no Obama. I'm Donald John Trump. Let them watch totally aghast in complete awe by the sheer power of your strength. Fareed Zakaria, Clinton chill, a Clinton-loving lib, showers praise. Donald Trump has become president. How's that doing? How are we doing? 269 to 269. It's looking interesting so far. We're not taking strong enough action. The coverage, it's terrible. They're trying to get me on everything, and these morons, Steve and Reintz, did a bad job leaking all over. They had to go. So now we have the wonderful General Kelly. He's my guy, okay? Great American. And we're finally going to get some tremendous wins with a little thing called military precision. Finally getting our country winning again. How many children have to get shot before we learn the really terrible truth that a bad guy with a gun is only stopped by a good guy? We need people in schools who are trained. If these teachers had guns, then you wouldn't have Parkland. I hear you. The NRA Wayne, gun guy, he likes it. It's time to turn our horrible grief into action. I think it'll work. Sarah, is the White House seriously proposing arming teachers across the country to mass shooting in schools? Look, this proposal is one of a range of proposals that we are exploring with congressional leadership. It's not the be-all end-all solution, but it's one we find that many teachers are open to. Sure as hell gonna be open to it in Florida, I bet. These people chanting and throwing things, fighting, it's not good. But the media, so nasty, they're blaming me, Donald Trump. Why? I have nothing at all to do with this. The torches, that's not me. This wouldn't be happening if they just left a statue up, but they had to be politically correct. This is a small deal, but it's all the press wants to talk about, not our other great accomplishments. I think it's really disgusting what happened, but Stephen is very much right. Lots of bad people, the alt-left Antifa, fascists, came out for a fight, provoking, charging with clubs, so there's tremendous blame to go around. Lots of blame, I think, on both sides. I have no doubts about that. They want me to apologize, but I'm not going to. They come at you from every angle, these nasty media people screaming with fires in their eyes, yelling about the Klan and neo-Nazis. They're just bitter. Because you beat them. And you'll beat them again. It's so bad. Our country is being taken advantage of by everyone. We have a lot of foes, really a lot, you say to Sleepy Todd. He's fucking sleeping. Many more foes than most believe. He quizzes you, trying to trip you up. Mexico? Yes, foe. China? Big foe. Europe. Look, I stand for America, not these other countries who should be standing for themselves, okay? Don't be stupid. It's dog-eat-dog out there. We have a huge, massive trade deficit with South Korea. We're losing so much money on trade, and also military. South Korea's hurting us. They don't care. We have thousands of troops protecting them, and they don't pay us a dime. So I'm directing a withdrawal from the terrible chorus. Blow it up, Cone. Tariff man. The streets of Seoul become filled. We wanted a deal, a good deal, but Moon won't deal. Couldn't deliver. Frankly, our patience isn't there. It's a funny picture, all these little businessmen tearing up American flags. How we're doing? Well, we have a narrow lead. Look at that. Let's go to Florida. What's wrong with these people? Can't they get anything right? I need wins, and they're not getting anything done. Paul Ryan, I gave him everything. And Mitch, dumb son of a bitch, big majorities, both of them, but they get nothing done. They should be working hard. The country wants action. That's why they elected me and not Hillary. I want to pass something big, billions of dollars, and quite rapidly also. $1 trillion. That's what I want. $1 trillion infrastructure package. Huge. Never seen anything like it. Lindsay, kissed the ring, says much bigger than Obama. We spend so much money in the Middle East. We can't spend $1 trillion, maybe more. Who knows? On roads and bridges and many more. In fact, we should call it the Jobs Bill, because all the fantastic, great jobs we'll be creating. Paul Ryan melts into a puddle at your feet. We just don't have to vote for it yet, sir. His beady little eyes, but we watched the news. He didn't want it to pass. He's not with you. Perhaps after the midterms. John Kelly is so overrated. A complete disaster. A real no-star general. Him and Tillerson. Dumb as a rock. We just didn't get along. No chemistry there. And Mattis, he's no mad dog. Very much a moderate dog. So I'm shaking things up. That's what this is. A shake-up. The choppers buzz in front of the media. All arranged for the grand reveal. It's a new day. A new organization. A new golden age. That's what they're saying. Bossy's the man. Gifted. Him and Corey. Womp womp. High regards. That's the word. Very high regards. They know what we're up against. The lying media coming after us from every direction. So much bias, and he really gets how to take them down a peg. Full authority to stop the leaking, stop the horrible slander against us. It's very bad for our country. I think. Treason. We have some breaking news here on CNN. The White House has suspended the press passes of nearly a dozen news organizations, including CNN, NBC, the New York Times, and the Washington Post. Jim, what do you have for us? Well, I'm coming live from Florida. It seems Donald Trump is visiting there once again. The enemies of America are all over. Kim Jong-un, big and tough little rocket man, has threatened America, but you can't do that Because if you do, there will be tremendous destruction, fire, and fury. Don't test the United States, Kim. And then Bashar, real killer, he's an animal, a real sick puppy. And elsewhere, global, they don't get it. We can crush them so easy. We're so far away, we won't need to. Look what happened into Baghdadi. Bye-bye. Died like a dog. Huh. I'm blind right now. I'm looking at a guide right now to get the exact ending I want to get here. Am I not getting the right one? I don't know if I'm thinking. This guy might be a little, Look, Bashar, he's a madman, a real bastard. A killer, apparently. He's a doctor. The Doctor of Death, that's what they call him. So I think we should probably take him out. We can do that, can't we? He's a sicko, and we should just kill him. I think we get a lot of support for ending that sucker. Is Ennis Swift buried amongst the rubble of one of his palaces? He got what he deserved, you tell a stunned press corps, undermining the Pentagon narrative that the United States had nothing to do with it. Don't they get it? We're making America great again. It's not that complicated. All these crooks and lies and leakers. Why am I listening to you morons? I'm the President of the United States. And all these no-talent losers, they can't back me. And now the midterms, I'm not losing, okay? We're going to win, but only if we do big things. It's time to give back to our people, USA. They fought for us, so let's fight for them and all their beautiful clean coal. We're ending this terrible war on clean coal, or we're putting them back to work. Nobody thought we could do it, but we can with the bailout. Obama bailed out the bankers, and we're bailing out our handsome miners. It sits in your hand, a big black lump. You peer into it, it sheds its filth all over you. Men, women, children in front of you, drenched in the same filth, see you as their savior. Back to Florida. They can't keep up, these Republicans. So useless. Can't win the midterms without me, that's what Jared's saying. The Democrats, they're running on nothing except phony investigations and fake chaos. No such thing. So they need to write my coattails. All these House people in the flyovers begging for my endorsement because they all know, backing Trump is backing a winner. We know the Democrats, swamp people, complete crooks. We're cleaning it up because we're facing so much obstruction. It's ridiculous. The Democrats don't want us to get anything. So we've got to elect a Republicans. Finally, some actually honest people. The obstruction Democratic Party wants to stop the wonderful job we're doing. That fat nerd Nate Silver reads from the sheet. The Republican agenda, any way you cut it, just isn't popular with regular Americans, and they really just can't look like the gang that can't shoot straight. That's what really explains the blue wave. Nunes is solid. These committee hearings, great TV. It's a real pity it's coming to an end. It's a real deal, folks. Unlike the Democrats who have nothing on me, running a complete kangaroo court against a very innocent man. Me. I think it's time for an explosive finale, big hearings, big ratings. Going after the enemies of the people. Devin, I know television, and it's gonna be beautiful. Believe me. We have to go after the Hollywood elite. The cabal wants to get us. More corrupt than ever. Blacklisting conservatives, keeping them out. They hate our country, perhaps more than ISIS. They have an agenda. Real fanatics over there in that cabal. And by the way, the awards this year, worse than ever. Whatever happened to Gary Cooper? The strong, silent type. Can't we have that back, please? Tony Soprano, Jesus. The actors and directors of America rally. All the stars are mounting an end to Trump's show trials, but you can tell they love it. Who doesn't love sharing the spotlight with you? Going to Florida. We need a wall, a great wall on our southern border. I promised it. That was my promise. And now Rush, heading out. He's upset. Where's the wall? You promised the wall. Frankly, he's right to be mad. Mitch, Ryan, now McCarthy, weakling. They're fuck-ups, okay? Getting nowhere on the wall. I have to take charge and tell Nancy, Fragile, and Chuck, Crying Chuck, and everyone how things are going to shake out. Because our country is under siege without a wall pretty soon. And everyone can see we won't have a country anymore. Forget Congress. Total wasters. I can do this without them. Put me on television, prime time, big ratings, and we'll declare a national emergency. I can do this, people don't know. But the president can do this for virtually anything. So much power, sometimes it scares me. I could do it with Congress, but we prefer otherwise. Much faster this way. Let them sue. I have to get this done. The troops move in while the bow ties debate the Constitution. The libs try their best to gum it up in the courts. It's enough for your people. They like it. They want more. They keep testing us, poking the bear. It's what they're doing, attacking us, an assault on all sides. We need to take action, get fully cocked and loaded for the day of days. We want to negotiate. I think we could get a great deal. But just look around. You and I both know what it is, what all this represents. It's a calm before the storm. I'm no paper tiger. I'll show them all. I'm not seeing. Well, there's a wonderful little man. He's called Zelensky. He needs money. Little guy. A movie star. Did you know that? But he's a popularist like me. Took on the crooked Ukrainian establishment and beat them so badly. I think he could do some great favors for me. They want guns. The best there is. And we sell to Saudi. Sell to everyone Saudi or other. Because if we don't, Putin will. Door Missile Factory marveling at their might. The best missiles, you say to cameras. I'm told, the best in the world. No one can make them like we can. Let's do Florida. It was a perfect phone call. Woodward, smart, dumb guy, looks reading you. Absolutely perfect. Zelensky agrees. And now the Democrats, Nancy, want to impeach. She can't do that. He keeps reading. They've been coming after me since I got elected and beat Hillary. Even before them, all my life. He picks up a pen. I think this is Trump who's speaking, actually. Not like others. I learned from history. Nixon, Clinton, they took it lying down. Not me. I'm gonna beat this thing, you see. They want to impeach me. I say, let's go. I can fight because they're coming to me, for me, but only to get to our people. I am their voice, and this thing that's been cooked up by the crooked media, the deep state and the globalists, is a coup. If they go through with it, which they won't, there's a big chance, and many are saying this, that it could cause a fracture in the country. A civil war, maybe. Who knows? The networks carry the split screen of a president on the left entertaining a baying crowd, and the senators on the right casting their ballots to marking them guilty. Their phones vibrating with each successive update, chanting and screaming, "Fuck them! Fuck them! Fuck them!" Bad. They're saying, maybe the worst. Millions of lives, says Peter. Billions and billions of dollars. Great patriot of Peter. Some new disease. Chinese, it's horrible. And we were doing so great. Everyone is saying it. We are doing so great. But they're shutting it down. The street's empty. Bad. Very bad. The economy's in great shape. Excellent. The best we've seen. We can't shut down or the economy will go down. Think about that. Last year thousands died and nothing. Life goes on. We're sending tremendous amounts, but only some of these things are going to bankrupt everyone. Ask Mnuchin, talented guy. The cure can't be worse. Think of a stock market. Who are these people? Doubters contradicting you? What do they know? They're ruining everything, talking about shutting down. It's just the way things are. Some poor sap's gotta die. Who is that guy? Pete Buttigieg, Booty Gag, Buttigieg, whatever it is, it's unpronounceable. He's not going to be president. Not with a name like that. Nope, dead in the water. If this Pete guy thinks he got a snowball's chance, then he's totally lost. Him and this, Duvall, wow, real superstar team. I hope this would be a challenge, but I guess not. I'm not sure I'm supposed to be getting this one. Yeah, I'm supposed to be getting a different candidate right now. I'm supposed to be getting Joe. Little Pete, I'm not so frightened of. Because you know, who cares? Not a threat. But we all know who's really behind this guy, don't we? Barack Hussein Obama. That's who. Pete is a total Obama lapdog, a real puppet. Barack's people are the ones really pulling the strings on him. Puppet Pete, and we can all see it. It's obvious no small-town hick could just appear out of thin air. It's obviously an Obama-hatch plot. Tucker, ass kisser, and all the Fox guys agree. Pete's just the empty suit. The dummy is paving the way for the third term. I need my people. Where are my people? You say to the mopes crowding the Oval. The convention. Total shit show. First it was nasty Democrats cancel, and now Jacksonville. Can't these morons get anything right? Brad, how can you be so fucking stupid? Freak can't speak. Fine. The White House, right here. We'll show them who's in charge. It'll be tremendous. The front lawn, massive fireworks. It's great TV. It's about law and order. We can all agree on that. That's what I'm about. Protecting our wonderful police and soldiers. No one has killed more terrorists, and America has never been safer. But now everything's in danger from violent radical mobs. And the Democrats, they wanted to fund, let gangs run the streets. You can't do that. It's me, or catastrophe. They're fired up. They've seen the havoc, the chaos, the cataclysm that awaits us. Should the nation not have you as their guide. Back to Florida. Pretty boy Pete, so sad. He thinks he's like the gay Obama, rambling about hope and changing, and supporters, frankly, are getting sick of him talking down our tremendous achievements. But he's all wrong. Our administration is a leg above, a real leg above. And poor Pete, he can't touch us. So I think it's time to finish him off. Really show him who's the boss. Sing his little bogus, hopey, changey thing. Alright, I gotta be careful here. What? There's a lot of interesting things about Pete that he's not telling. Lots of secrets hidden in his closet. Apparently he's in the military. He's got pictures to prove it.
Loves that picture, shows it at everyone, everywhere, but he's a complete fraud. Pretty P is a fake war hero, never got his nails dirty, not like the guys I've seen.
Pete's not getting swift-boated. He's releasing testimonials, videos, the whole camouflage package. Pete, he served his country. That Cyclops Crenshaw sucker says he overstepped the line, but the message still gets through. Is Pete all he claims to be? It's actually getting close in Texas. Shit.
They're politicizing it. The corona, the Chinese virus, that's what it's called. Others, they want to be politically correct, but we can't do that. Because this virus is their only talking point. It's all they got. These stupid advisors, Hopi, my Hopi, says we can't rally.
Even though
Mike says the numbers are bad. Amazing job. Hurts the elderly worse. Doing so. Great. We've got to rally. These are my people. They need me. We've got experts that say it's fine. Look at Dr. Tony. He gives great reviews. 5 stars. So we're going to rally, and they're going to be blowouts. The biggest sold-out seats, over and above. Without them, we'll lose. We've got to fight. If you're not fighting, you're losing.
The crowds are a warm respite. They pack in by the thousands to get a glimpse at their president. Let the media squirm, calling us super spreaders. They're all just jealous losers. Forget the vaccine. This is the medicine right here.
Hold the line, folks. Poor Pete. He's trying his hardest to get the vote out, but it's not going too well for him. All he has is the gay thing. Oh, okay, that's the only thing he's got going for him. He's coming at us with this really nasty stuff, saying that we hate the gays. And we've got to show pesky Pete that we're not taking this lying down just because he's, doesn't mean he gets a free ride. It's politics, Pete. It's politics. Pete and the media aren't honest, hiding Chasten. Because they know the country isn't ready for it. I think the Democrats made a big mistake nominating Pete. They want to be politically correct, but it's really backfiring. Because the country, I think it's fine, no problems. But I don't think it's going to play well at all in Michigan and other places.
Must be the first campaign in history to focus more on the candidate's spouse than the candidate himself. There isn't a single pro-Trump spot that doesn't feature Chasten and Pete embracing and kissing. The fake news calls it crass, but they're just scared it's working. Is it working? It's closer than you'd think, I guess.
It's on every channel. It's horrible. The burning, the fire stirring up the cities. Where does all this hate come from? All these blacks, why are they so mad? None of these idiots can answer. Mark thinks it'll blow over. Mark, a mess. But this video, those cops, they got a little rough, okay? It's a bad thing, but these criminals running the streets, shouting and breaking things, it's got to stop. Agent Rob listens to Near Priest and says, "Mr. President, we can leave now. No breach." Insurrection. That's what this is. An insurrection all across our great country. We look weak. President Xi is laughing at us. They don't have the things like this in Moscow. Steven's right. Gifted one. They're burning our country down. It's on TV. It's all on TV. So these thugs are doing an insurrection, which means we have to invoke. As president, I can involve in these cities, and you'll see very quickly we'll be back to business with law and order.
The general are outraged. Mark Milley, that lightweight, shoves a fat finger in your face, all but demanding you rescind your order. But you hold firm, a pillar of strength among this sea of pansies. He resigns, and they call you a dictator on TV, but as a tear gas blows and tanks roll through downtown, peace is enforced.
There we go. Pete is weak. His little posse is on its knees. Total submission. Complete free fall. It's sad. They thought an absolute nobody like Mayor Pete could stand against your president. The media, though, crazier and faker than ever, completely in Pete's pocket. He's prancing around all the channels. Psycho Joe has lost it, off his meds. He's saying that Pete is the last hope for the United States. We all know where the wind is blowing. I mean, come on. Are Catholics really going to bat for Pete? I don't think so. Can you imagine Pete going around the world, meeting with the Pope and other people who I know really well? I mean, Pete, he picks up a Bible, but do you really think he reads it late at night in bed to, you know?
Pete's rallies are dogged wherever he goes by a squadron of putrid ghouls, bearing crosses and signs. Repent America, death to sodomites.
Oh boy, now I finally get to go toe-to-toe. One round, no holds barred, with pretty little Pete. It's gonna be over real quick, not gonna last. Like Stallone. Stallion. He'll be a busted mess by the time we're finished. Jared thinks he's smart, world-class scholar, but he's book smarts, and I'm real-world smart. And on the debate stage, that's really what it comes down to. Mayor Pete, he's never done anything his entire life except run for president. That's all he wants. Everything else, fake, total establishment tool who pretends he's a big war hero. He'd say anything and do anything to get elected. He's not real, an empty suit. All we have to do is unmask this posing loser and watch him melt.
You're really laying into Pete, and when he hears the thing about the military, he delivers without a doubt the fakest, most pre-rehearsed bit of his puny life, waxing poetic about service, valor, and draft dodging.
Sad. We're gonna win. There's absolutely nothing they can do to top us, except fraud and massive rigging. Stealing elections, it's what Democrats do. They're the real professionals, folks, going way back. But we can't let them take our greatest victory from us. We have to stop them. Because if we can't stop them, if we give up, throw in the towel, our beautiful country will totally cease to be. Chaos. I can promise absolute carnage on the streets if what they want is allowed. Stealing our landslide victory. It can't happen.
I want to check the benefits real quick. Okay, this will hurt.
Stand by, everyone. Send out the word that we're not conceding. How could we possibly concede? Frankly, there is no world we don't win this thing without a thumb on the scales, and they have so many thumbs. The crooked media, putting out hit jobs against us every day. So we need everyone, all our tremendous patriotic supporters who love the Bill of Rights and the amendments, to be at the ready for anything. Because we're already seeing it. Dumping ballots, harvesting ballots, burning our ballots. Trump ballots, not Democrat ballots. You should see these things. Apparently coming from Venezuela and other completely unknown places. Our country is under a vicious attack, and I'm the only one who can save it. So everyone should be prepared for the day of days, because it might not feel like it, but this, right now, is very much the calm before the storm.
The word spreads like lightning, whipping the people into frenzy, both inside and outside the government. They're prepped and waiting, scanning every word, every hand movement for the go order.
They say I'm a moon. I feel so strong like an ox. We have to go out there and show everyone just how strong we are. I'll kiss everyone, the guys and lovely ladies, just to show you. Big fat kiss. We're gonna win. The fake rigged polls don't show how big we're doing. We are so close. I can taste victory, and we're gonna win big league. But there's no way the Democrats are going to win Georgia, North Carolina, and, so important, Florida. It's Trump country. We all know this very well. But the fraud, it's so strong we have to rally. Let's get DeSantis. Owes me big. Owes me so much. To show the world that unlike what Democrat Fauci says, wrong, that the United States is back in business.
DeSantis obliges his sycophancy verges on the putrid, taking his hand in yours as a weirdly contorted victory salute, or perhaps just a pathetic reason to touch you, as if what you could have could ever be his. Here we go, American patriots.
Kentucky, great patriots. Look at them. Of course, Vermont, those dirty fucking commies. They can go fuck themselves. Virginia traitors. I always like West Virginia more.
I'm going to give Trump voice a little bit of a rest. I have a feeling that could be using a lot. Okay, so think of the close states: Pennsylvania, these two Sunbelt states, Nevada and Arizona. Iowa seemed pretty close, actually. And then I think these states were getting kind of close. Got North Carolina. New Hampshire went for Mayo Pete. Okay. If you say so. You know, this is what they want you to believe the results are. But we all know better. 296 to 242. Wrong. Mob halts electoral count. President claims election overturned. Martial law in Washington, D.C. They were also blind. Couldn't see it. All the fraud that was in plain sight. All those ballots dumped across the country. The screens and dividers propped up to conceal the truth. But you could see it. The true patriots could see it. And they wouldn't allow it. Couldn't allow our beautiful country to be destroyed like this. Spineless Republicans just wanted to roll over and watch as the greatest landslide in history was stolen from them. Because they are weak, cowardly traitors. And when the time came, what happened to them? They ran with the rest. Retreated into their little hideaways and blocked the doors. I heard poor little Schiff was crouching in a closet when they got to him. It couldn't be denied. We had the crowds. The biggest crowds they'd ever seen. So many, and they came ready to fight. Fight for their country, and fight for our great American victory. We wanted to do it peacefully. It would have been easy. All they had to do was listen, and look at all the corruption across the country. There's so much evidence, and the courts would have been with us, but they wouldn't throw out the phony ballots. We had to show them how mad our people are about this. They don't want the election stolen. Some people get hurt, and some people get shot, but those were Antifa people, not our people. If they all just came out, Nancy and the rest, and admitted to everyone the horrible fraud that happened, it wouldn't have come to this. We can now report that Secretary Christopher Miller has urged the National Guard forces not to enter the Capitol grounds, presumably on the orders of the President, despite the presence of a riotous mob that has taken over Capitol building. We have reports that legislators have been taking hostage videos of the mob burning papers and what some are claiming to be the electoral ballots. It's chaos up there, and the most shocking moment, perhaps, was when the President of the United States flew overhead Marine One after releasing a statement that can only be described as cheering on the mob. There are smaller incidents in buildings across D.C. including the headquarters of the Democratic National Committee, where the president-elect was mere hours ago. It's pure chaos out there. There have been no reports on the whereabouts of either the Vice President or Speaker Pelosi. However, weighs the condemnation of the violence in the city, the lack of police or National Guard response has, at least from the nation's Democrats, been unanimous. Hold on. We have another tweet from the president. I'll read it verbatim. What happened at the Capitol today shows what happens when a great victory is stolen. Great patriots, stand up and fight. Thank you all. Big news soon. I have no idea what that could mean.
Passing through the halls, you can still see them. The hand wrigglers, the twitchy wimps scuttering into offices, trying their best to get their testimony straight if things go south. But they won't. They can't leave now. We've come too far. The orders are out. No surrender, only victory. They won't steal it from us. A few phone calls reach the right places, the loyalists one by one, urging the vice president to make the right decision all this time. All they need is a pep talk from you. We're doing so great. You've seen the fraud. Those people with you can clearly see it. Everyone else can, why can't you? And soon enough, they fall in line, cheered on by the Patriot Army, confirming your victory. It's a glorious day. The rotten media don't see it. They're perfectly happy when their side rigs elections, but oh, you've gone too far. How dare you stand up for yourself? How dare you fight back? Complete enemies of the people, calling it an insurrection. What does that even mean? This is love. Great love for our country. Tremendous respect for our country. That's why we're doing this. Where's Nancy? She ran to that tunnels, but no one's really seen her. I wanted to call her, check if she was okay. Perhaps we could work things out after all. We could wrap things up quite quickly and everyone would go home. That would be the patriotic thing to do, but she didn't, so we had to do it the hard way. The White House, a stony temple, an ode to the great Roman Republic. Steve says something about that. He's been working hard on this. Him and Roger and Rudy and Flynn. Lots of late nights, I'm sure. But Steve's talking about Rome for some reason. Then the great times like this, great men need to stand up for their country, or the barbarians get in. That's what we're doing. Stopping the barbarians. The phone calls keep coming through as you sit and watch on the many screens. Every network, every channel in the world. Lindsay gets through, a little weak, but you stiffen his spine. Tell him we're fighting, and he slinks on board. McCarthy's shaken but won't cross you. McConnell doesn't even try to get through, but we can win him back when we've won. We're going to make a statement. It's great. A real humdinger. The speech of a century. Because we've got confirmation from guys in justice, the agencies, even the Supreme Court, Clarence and the rest that the fraud was so strong and the election so rigged, and now the count's been stopped, it goes back to the states who've been begging to overturn this rigged election. Ivanka and Jared, they want me to wait, hold off, but if we don't say something, if we don't act now, they win. And then the call came. The vice president hunkered in some hidey hole in the bowels of Capitol. He's been calling around. He sounds desperate. He's on his feet, moving quickly, and there's an echo. Mr. President, sir. Yes, Mike, I can hear you. Sir, you've got to release the statement. Tell these people to leave. I think things have gone too far. We're looking into that, Mike, but I think these people are quite mad, and I think they have a right to be. Sir, we had a great election. You saw it, and we were up very big. Things like that don't just happen. Sir, these people care about the election, Mike, and they want you to do the right thing. Yes, I understand that, but the Constitution doesn't let me. I would, but I can't. You're wrong, Mike. Very wrong. You can do it. Jefferson did, and it's your decision. You could save this country. He says nothing. More feet and bodies move around, souls pounding against a concrete floor, and on the other end, direct people around in haste. Mr. President, How about you come to the White House? The National Guard aren't coming in. It's too dangerous. Apparently some Antifa brought guns, but I'm sure if you tell everyone you're making the right decision, pulling a Jefferson, we could help you out. Right away. The pounding stops. They're not moving around before four loud, ear-splitting blasts pierce the air. Muffled shout, out scream, and vibrate from the cell phone. And more footsteps pound the concrete. Are you okay over there, Mike? Mike. A thick haze of voices fill the phone. An undecipherable series of yaps and yelps until one bark gets through loud and clear. String 'em up! You end the phone call and think. It's a sad thing, but if the roles were reversed, would it end any different? The Economist. Democracy Index 2021. The American Regime. A year of reckoning for global democracy following the 2020 election. The United States is downgraded from flawed democracy to hybrid regime. The November 2020 presidential election attracted the highest voter turnout since 1900, with record numbers of the voting eligible population casting ballots. The American public is much more engaged with politics than ever, since the Democracy Index was launched in 2006. However, supposed robustness of the country's democratic institutions was upended by the many failures and disputes throughout the presidential elections, which resulted in the disruption of electoral procedure and a deadly riot at the United States Capitol, subsequent overturning of the election results in a contentious decision by the United States Supreme Court to discard many supposedly illegal cast ballots and subsequently re-elect President Trump. These events, and that decision has starkly set back the United States, reducing its electoral process and pluralism ranking from 9.37 to 6.83. Looking at new threats have emerged that also undermine the country's political institutions. At least 12 state governors have now refused to recognize the Supreme Court's decision and insist that the president must resign from office and allow the United States Congress to appoint a new president, further increasing the United States' democratic deficit. Overall, the biggest threat to the United States democracy is further acts of political violence and severe depth of polarization. Numerous figures within the president's administration have endorsed authoritarian language, referring to crackdowns on protesters and suspending the Constitution, and have threatened political rivals for committing treason against the United States. This rhetoric, combined with the warring actions to eliminate large parts of the federal bureaucracy and the forced adjourning of Congress, has contributed to further institutional gridlock and functionally crippled the legislative process, especially when combined with the tragic deaths of legislatures in January's upheaval, further widening divisions and leading to harsh government obstruction, reducing the functioning of government from 6.63 to 4.53. Political culture remains the weakest category for the U.S. with a score of 4.12, reduced from 6.25. Social cohesion has collapsed and consensus has evaporated on fundamental issues, such as election outcomes, public health practices, and the rule of law. According to an Axios Momentive poll, only 44% of Americans believe the Supreme Court was correct in the Trump versus League of Women Voters decision, and a majority believe President Trump should be held responsible for the January 6th destruction. Subscribe for the full report. Emulating America, far-right movements adopt Trumpian tactics, arming the left, exploring how America's left wing is increasingly paranoid. What is a greater threat, death squads or inflation? Do you have what it takes to wage a presidential election? Select a year and candidate to find out. You will answer questions about your platform and positions, and also about your campaign strategy. The answers will affect your popularity for better or worse, both nationally and in individual states. Walk the fine line between appealing to your base and winning a majority of the voters. To load a mod, click the mod loader. Select from a mod from a drop-down menu. Clip some in and then press. Click here to begin. In the 2024 election, the nation is in unprecedented turmoil following the dramatic overturning of the 2020 election results after the January 6 riots, with President Trump now largely ruling by decree and executive orders. Congress has been suspended, and Senate Leader Schumer leads an opposition legitimist government in New York, while Trump loyalists are on the verge of suspending the Constitution entirely. In this chaotic environment, General Milley, representing the Democratic Party, and General Flynn, representing the Republicans, are locked in a high-stakes and potentially violent confrontation. Both deeply embedded in military and political spheres, they offer starkly different visions for the country on a brink. This scenario is made
by Dan W. Bryan. Whew. Holy shit. Let's take a look at this election map. It's something, alright. None of these states look particularly close. I want to check and confirm that. Iowa's kind of close by a point and a half, but Maine second was kind of close, actually. North Carolina 3 points. Georgia 3 points, maybe more 2.5. Nevada just about 3 points. Ohio a little over 3 points. Well, here are the historical results, but Kanye West, god damn it. Well, have some further reading if you want to check that out. Oh, that's not the art of the deal. Anyway, I'm going to end things there, but I hope you all enjoyed this. I had a lot of fun with this. Yeah. I hope you all enjoyed it as well, in your own ways. I'm very interested in giving this another shot if any of you are interested. So if you are, let me know what you want to see. If you just want to see another scenario, go ahead and leave it in the comment section below. Like I said, if you like it, dislike if you didn't. Leave any comments, feedback down in the comment section below. I read comments again. Appreciate it if you're going out for me. Check out my various links on the description box below, including the Twitch, which this was not filmed live on, but usually these are. If I ever go live again, which I probably should eventually, but we'll get to that when we get to that. And yeah, I guess that's really about it for now. I thank you all for watching. Thank you for joining me in this American Carnage. And I will see you all next time. Thanks for watching, and bye-bye.